Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl again, Rebs Okubo, and if you are just joining me for the first time, thank you so very much for clicking on this video. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so very much for coming back again. So guys, today I am going to be talking about the different whitening powders and their solubility as well as their percentages. Okay, so because I know there's been a lot of us who just really came into the skincare industry, and some of us just we know about these powders, that they are whitening powders. However, how to dissolve them and the percentages to use, most of us don't really know about that. Okay, so and knowing this or not knowing about it can also determine how effective your formulation turn out. Okay, how effective those whitening powders will be in your formulation. Okay, so this is what we are going to be discussing about today. So if this is what you are looking for on this channel, what are you waiting for? Please hit the red subscribe button just by your right, like this video, share this video, turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I post a new video. Okay, so without wasting much of your time, let's jump right into the video. So first of all, I am going to be talking about the percentages. Okay, I have them written down here, and then I'll just list them out for you so you can write them down. Please get a pen and paper. So I'm talking about the first one on my list is the Sepi White. Yes, I know we have heard about Sepi White. Sepi White is a very nice whitening powder that you can use in your formulation. This whitening powder, guys, it gives a whitening, beautiful look. Okay, so if you're going to be using Sepi White, it's a very good choice. Mixing it with some other whitening powders like kojic acid and snow white powder, guys, it gives a very good result. Okay, very good result. Sepi White, you're going to be using 0.5% to 5%. Okay, it's that good depending on the percentage of effectiveness of that Sepi White. Okay, there are some Sepi White that are 99.9%. There are Sepi White that are lesser than that. Okay, so that would determine how much you are going to be using from within 0.5 to 5%. Okay, I hope that makes sense, or I hope you got that right. Okay, so the next one on my list is kojic dipalmitate. Okay, kojic dipalmitate is another very good whitening powder, and its percentage is from 1 to 5. Okay, so between 1 to 5 you can use within that range. Okay, 1 to 5. Okay, so the next one on our list is a giga white powder. Giga white powder too is a very good whitening powder. If you have watched one of my videos, my previous videos on the pH level of this whitening powders, it will show you, or in that video I told you there are some powders that you can use for creams, and there's some powders you can use for soap. Okay, there are some powders that can function in both pH levels. Okay, so either in the alkaline pH or in the acidic pH. Okay, so guys, moving on to the next thing, we also have hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid is another very good whitening powder that you can use, guys. This powder is so good. It clears the skin of any skin issues that you may have, and as well it lightens up dark spots. Okay, so it actually works very well. Okay, so and the percentage for this powder is 0.1 to 2%. Okay, that's to tell you how strong hyaluronic acid usually is. Okay, so it's between 0.1 to 2%. Now moving on to the next thing, we also have kojic acid. Kojic acid is, yes, another very good whitening powder. However, like I said in my previous video, kojic acid easily oxidizes, so whenever you are using it, make sure that it is in a very good covered container, as a tinted containers. Okay, that will help to keep the power of that kojic acid. Okay, and the percentage for kojic acid is 1 to 4%. Okay, from 1% to 4%. Okay, so moving on to the next thing, we also have MSM. That's another very good whitening powder, and the percentage for that is 3 to 8%. Okay, 3 to 8%, you can use that. Okay, so now the next thing is niacinamide. Okay, I love that whitening powder, niacinamide. It's not just a whitening powder, guys. If you have a skin of Coke and Fanta and different skin issues, okay, when you use niacinamide, it's going to correct your skin. Okay, it's going to correct your skin and give you an even skin tone. Okay, very good whitening powder that you can incorporate into your formulation. Okay, so and its percentage is ranging from 1 to 6. Okay, ranging from 1 to 6. Now moving on to the next thing, we also have mulberry powder. It's another very good whitening powder, guys. It is also a botanical powder, guys. Very good whitening powder that you can incorporate. Okay, and it is its percentage is from 3 to 5. Very good whitening powder as well. We also have licorice. Okay, whether the brown licorice or the white licorice, a very good whitening powder you can as well incorporate into your formulation. Its percentage is 4 to 10. Okay, very good one. Okay, so moving on to the next thing, we also have a lantern whitening powder. It goes from 0.5 to 2%. 0.5 to 2%, another very good whitening powder. We also have salicylic acid. Okay, it's a BHA powder, very good for the skin, especially when you are formulating anything that has to do with the face. Maybe you're formulating a face wash, or you're formulating a cleanser. Very good powder you can incorporate into any of your facial products. Okay, so very good. Moving on to the next thing, sorry, the percentage for salicylic acid is 0.5 to 2. Okay, 0.5 to 2%. Very good product. Okay, so the next one you're going to be talking about, or we're going to be talking about, is azelaic acid. Okay, azelaic acid, which is 0.5 to 10%. It is 0.5 to 10%. Okay, so moving on to the next thing, we also have D-pathanol. D-pathanol. Okay, and this powder is 0.1 to 2%. Now when you see any powder that is within 0.1 to 2, or you have 0.1 to 1, guys, these powders are extremely very effective. So you need to be very careful to go with the measurement. Okay, you know the portion you're going to be using is small. Okay, it is small. 0.1 to 1%, it's actually small. So but you need to be very careful not to go overboard. Okay, not to go overboard. That's why you need a measuring scale. You need a measuring scale to help you to get the exact measurement, okay, of that powder. Okay, so moving on to the next thing, we also have beta apatite. This is actually the second of alpha apatite. Some people say it's not strong, it's not as strong as the alpha, but I think it is also as effective as the alpha. Okay, so and this beta apatite, but this beta albutin is also very effective, guys. So and it is ranging from 1% to 7. Okay, from 1% to 7 is very okay in your formulation. Okay, so moving on to the next one, we have tranexamic acid. Tranexamic acid, this also is a very good and effective whitening powder you can use, and it's ranging from 1% to 5%. Okay, so guys, take note. Moving on to the next thing, I love this whitening powder, guys. Sim White. Sim White, I love Sim White. It's another whitening powder that works effectively, guys. Very good whitening powder to incorporate into your formulation. It is very good in your creams. Okay, very effective. Okay, and it is ranging from 0.1 to 1%. That's to tell you how strong CP White is, and it's very effective, depending on if you are getting the original one, guys. Like I usually say, we have these products available. Don't go outside buying fake. Don't go outside buying the wrong powders. Okay, these powders, if you get the original one, guys, you're going to love your skin. The result after using these whitening powders, guys, you are going to love your skin. Okay, always remember, you are going to love your skin if you get the original one. So moving on to the next thing, we also have retinol. Retinol is vitamin A, very good for the skin, for rectifying anti-aging skin. It's very good for removing wrinkles, giving you this babyish kind of elastic face or elastic skin. Very good, guys. retinol is a go-go. It should be in your facial product, it should be in your product. Okay, very good whitening powder, you can as well incorporate. Okay, so moving on to the last but certainly not the least, guys, is our glutathione whitening powder, guys. I know a lot of us have heard about glutathione. We see the soap outside, we see body wash, we see body creams, glutathione. This glutathione, guys, if you have used glutathione powder, you know glutathione powder is very good, and as well it is very small, especially for the price, as it's very pricey, guys. It is a pricey product. It's just like alpha apple tea, pricey and small, but it gives a very good result. So if you are going to be incorporating your glutathione powder into your formulation, the percentage is 0.1 to 5. Okay, so whatever you are formulating, always make sure that your whitening powders are within this range in your product. Okay, don't go overboard. Okay, and yes, I said we're going to be talking about the solubility of these whitening powders. Okay, so when we come back, we are going to be talking about the solubility of your whitening powders. Okay, so don't touch that down, and I will be right back with you. So welcome back, guys. Like I said, we are going to be talking about the solubility of these whitening powders I have mentioned. So the first thing we talked about was Sepia white, and the solubility of Sepia white is oil. Although there are certain degrees of the oils, how to heat up the oils and all that, but we'll not be talking about that today. I will only be telling you their solubility, that is what you can dissolve with them. Okay, so the first one, Sepia white, is dissolved in oil. There are some other things, but I guess oil is the simplest for us to grasp. Then the second one is kojic dip. Kojic dip is dissolved in oil. We also have giga white. Giga white is dissolved in water. Now I'll just go ahead and just talk about this giga white. Giga white is very good when you are combining it with some certain powders. I have written some powders here you can combine with giga white to give a very good result. The first one is Sepia white. You can actually combine giga white with Sepia white, kojic palmitate. You can also combine it with L-glutathione. Very good. It gives a very good result. You can also combine it with vitamin C. And yes, you can also combine it with alpha arbutin. Okay, so those are the powders you can combine this giga white with, so you can get a very good result. And let's not forget, yes, giga white is dissolved in water. Okay, then moving on to the next thing, we also have hyaluronic acid. This acid, guys, is dope. Okay, and it can be dissolved in water. Okay, so moving on to the next thing, we also have kojic acid. Kojic acid also can be dissolved in water. Like I said, it easily oxidizes, so you need a very good container, a tinted container, whenever you're making your product, so it doesn't oxidize very quickly. Okay, so moving on to the next thing, we also have MSM, and it is soluble in water. We also have niacinamide as well. Niacinamide as well is dissolved in water. We also have mulberry powder. We talked about it. It also dissolved in water. Licorice also dissolves in water. Very good for in your toner and all that. Very good. So moving on to the next thing, we also have is salicylic acid. Salicylic acid is dissolved in water as well. Very good for your facial products. We also have azelaic acid. Azelaic acid also is dissolved in water. Okay, so we also have deep panthenol. Like I said before, these whitening powders, whenever you see them 0 points, listen to maybe 1 or 2%, guys, those powders are usually very strong. You need to be very careful when you are using them. Okay, and its solubility is, you can use it in water, you can use it in alcohol, you can dissolve it with propylene glycol, and most especially you can dissolve it with chloroform. Okay, we all know what chloroform is. It easily knocks you out. Okay, so whenever you are using any of these solution, okay, to dissolve your whitening powders. Guys, make sure you have your mask on, and your goggle glass to protect your face, okay, to protect your skin and your nose, okay, so those products don't get into your nostrils, okay, so you need to be very, very careful. Okay, so moving on to the next thing, we also have beta arbutin, okay, beta arbutin, very good as well. It is also dissolved in water, okay, water. No, there are other things, guys, there are other things that dissolve this, but this, like distilled water, is very easy to work with. Things that are easy to work with actually depends on what you are making, okay, depends on what you are making. There are some products that you not require to add water, there are some products that you add oils and all that, depends on what so you can as well check this list out online, make your own research as well, find out if you can use other things as well, okay. There are other things, but I just brought it down to the simplest one that can be easy for anybody to use, okay, to mix without having issues. Like for instance, this chloroform of a thing, it also is very dangerous, guys. Whenever you are going to be using it, make sure you know what you're doing, you know how to guard yourself with the right gadgets, your goggles, your nose mask, okay, and all that, so to protect yourself. Okay, so moving on to the next, also have tranexamic acid, and we are going to be using water. Water is soluble in water, ethanol, and as well as alcohol. Okay, you can use alcohol to dissolve this particular tranexamic acid. Okay, so moving on to the next thing, we also have the sepia white. Sepia white can be dissolved in alcohol and as well as oil. Okay, it can be dissolved in alcohol and as well as oil. It is a very strong powder, guys. You need to measure it very well. Make sure it doesn't pass 1%. Okay, it doesn't pass 1%. The next one we have is the retinol. Like I said, retinol is very good for anti-aging, it's very good for removing wrinkles, it's very good for clearing out the skin. If you have an even skin tone, it's going to rectify it. Very, very good, and its percentage is 1. Okay, don't forget that it is 1. Very strong powder. It can be dissolved in ethanol, chloroform. Okay, chloroform, you know, when I come to this chloroform, I am very, very, very particular about this chloroform. Okay, I want you to be very careful when you are using it, and it also, you can dissolve it in oils, okay, fat and oils. You can dissolve this retinol in fat and oils. Okay, so guys, the last but certainly not the least is our glutathione whitening powder, which can be dissolved in water. Okay, very good powders that you can use. Okay, so guys, those are the powders I have for you today. Make sure that when you are dissolving these powders or when you are working with these powders, you are careful not to go overboard with them, and as well you are careful for your skin. Protect yourself. Make sure you're wearing a hand glove that is long, and you have your face mask on and your goggles. Okay, very, very important. Okay, so guys, that's all I have for you today. If you are yet to subscribe to my channel, what are you waiting for? Please hit the subscribe button red on your right, like this video, share this video, turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I post a new video, guys. So thank you so very much, guys, for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.